Music is something that almost everyone connects with, no matter where they come from or what language they speak. From a very young age, we are surrounded by music in different forms. We hear lullabies as children, songs during celebrations, and background music in movies and advertisements. Music quietly becomes part of our daily life, often without us realizing how deeply it affects our emotions and memories. When I listen to a familiar song, it can instantly take me back to a specific moment in my life, reminding me of people, places, and feelings I once experienced.
I completely agree, Susan. Music has a powerful way of connecting emotions with memories. Sometimes just a few notes are enough to change my mood. If I'm feeling tired or stressed, listening to calm music helps me relax. On the other hand, energetic songs can motivate me and give me energy. Singing also plays an important role in this experience. When we sing along, we're not just listening anymore, we're actively participating in the music. That involvement makes the experience even stronger and more personal.
That's such an important point. Singing turns music into a shared experience, even when we are alone. Many people sing while cooking, driving, or taking a shower, not because they are professional singers, but because singing feels natural. It allows emotions to flow freely. Singing doesn't require perfection. It's more about expression than technique. Even people who say they can't sing still enjoy humming or quietly singing along to their favorite songs.
Exactly. And singing also has physical and mental benefits. When we sing, we use our breath, posture, and voice, which helps with relaxation and focus. Studies have shown that singing can reduce stress and improve mood. Group singing, such as in choirs or community gatherings, creates a strong sense of belonging. People feel connected, supported, and understood. Singing together removes barriers and creates unity, even among strangers.
Music also plays a major role in culture and tradition. Every culture has its own musical styles, instruments, and singing techniques. Folk songs often tell stories about history, love, struggle, and celebration. Through music, traditions are passed from one generation to another. Singing becomes a way of preserving identity. Even modern music is influenced by traditional sounds, showing how music constantly evolves while staying connected to its roots.
Yes, and technology has changed how we experience music and singing. In the past, people mostly listened to live performances or physical recordings. Today, music is available instantly through streaming platforms. Anyone can record a song, upload it online, and reach listeners around the world. This has given rise to independent artists and new musical styles. Singing is no longer limited to studios or stages. Social media has turned bedrooms into performance spaces.
That's true, and it has also changed how people learn singing. Many beginners now learn through online tutorials, apps, and virtual lessons. People can practice at their own pace without pressure. Karaoke apps and singing challenges encourage people to sing without fear of judgment. This accessibility has helped more people discover their voices. Singing is becoming less about competition and more about enjoyment and self-expression.
Exactly. And singing also has a big role in language learning and communication. Singing songs in another language helps learners improve pronunciation, rhythm, and vocabulary. The melody makes words easier to remember. When people sing, they often forget their fear of making mistakes. Music creates a relaxed learning environment. That's why children learn languages faster through songs, and adults can benefit from the same method.
I love that connection between music and learning. Singing also improves listening skills. When you focus on lyrics, you start noticing pronunciation, emotion, and meaning. Music teaches us how language sounds naturally. Even silence in music has meaning, just like pauses in speech. Singing trains the ear and the voice at the same time, making communication more expressive.
Another interesting aspect is how music reflects emotions that are difficult to express in words. Sometimes we don't know how to explain how we feel, but a song captures it perfectly.
Singing those lyrics feels like speaking from the heart. Music gives voice to emotions like joy, sadness, hope, and nostalgia. That emotional honesty is why music feels so human and timeless.
Music is also deeply connected to celebration and ritual. Birthdays, weddings, festivals, and national events all include music and singing. These moments become memorable because music marks them as special. Singing together during celebrations strengthens social bonds. Even during difficult times, music offers comfort and healing. It reminds people that they are not alone in their experiences.
And as we talk about music and singing, it becomes clear that they are not just forms of entertainment, they are tools for connection, expression, learning, and healing. Whether someone listens quietly with headphones or sings loudly on a stage, music adapts to every personality. It meets people where they are and grows with them over time.
That's beautifully said, Mark. Music doesn't demand anything from us. It simply invites us to feel, to listen, and sometimes to sing. And as technology, culture, and personal experiences continue to change, music remains a constant companion, evolving with us while still touching the deepest parts of who we are. Continuing from that idea, Susan, one thing I find fascinating is how personal music taste can be. Two people can listen to the same song and feel completely different emotions. This happens because music connects with personal experiences. A song might remind someone of a happy memory, while for another person it might bring sadness or nostalgia. Singing those songs aloud can intensify these emotions, making the experience even more meaningful. This personal connection is one of the reasons music stays with us for a lifetime.
Yes, and that personal connection often shapes our identity. People define themselves through the music they love. Music becomes part of how they express who they are. When someone says, "I love classical music," or "I enjoy rock or hip-hop," they are sharing more than just preference. They are sharing values, moods, and lifestyle. Singing favorite songs allows people to step into that identity more confidently, even if only for a few minutes.
Singing also helps people gain confidence in their voice and presence. Many people feel shy about singing because they worry about being judged, but singing is not always about performing for others. It can be a private activity that builds self-trust. When someone practices singing alone, they learn to listen to their own voice without fear. Over time, this confidence often spreads into other areas of life, such as public speaking or communication.
That's a great observation. Singing encourages people to be present in the moment. When you sing, you focus on breathing, melody, and words. This focus reduces overthinking and stress. In a way, singing works like meditation. It slows the mind and allows emotions to flow naturally. That's why many people feel relaxed or refreshed after singing, even if they were tired or anxious before.
Music also helps people process difficult emotions. During challenging times, people often turn to music for comfort. Sad songs can help release emotions, while hopeful songs can inspire strength. Singing along makes these emotions feel lighter. It gives people a safe space to express feelings they may not be able to share openly. Music becomes a quiet companion during both joy and struggle.
Another important aspect is how music brings generations together. Parents share songs with their children, and grandparents share music from their youth. Singing together becomes a bridge between ages. Even when language changes, melodies remain familiar. Family gatherings often include singing or music playing in the background, creating a sense of belonging. These shared musical moments become memories that last for years.
Music education also plays a key role in developing creativity. Learning to sing or play an instrument improves listening skills, discipline, and patience. It teaches people to practice consistently and accept gradual improvement. Singing, especially, helps people understand rhythm, tone, and expression. These skills are useful not only in music, but also in communication and teamwork.
And with modern technology, access to music education has become easier. People can learn singing techniques through videos, apps, and online courses. They can record themselves, listen back, and improve gradually.
This flexibility removes pressure and allows learning at a comfortable pace. Singing is no longer limited to classrooms or formal lessons. Anyone with curiosity can begin.
What's interesting is that even artificial intelligence is now interacting with music and singing. AI can generate melodies, assist in composing songs, and even help analyze vocal techniques. While AI cannot replace human emotion, it can support creativity. Technology becomes a partner rather than a replacement, helping artists explore new ideas while keeping human expression at the center.
That balance is important. Music created or supported by technology still needs human feeling to truly connect. Singing remains deeply human. The imperfections, variations, and emotions in a human voice make music feel alive. No matter how advanced technology becomes, the emotional power of a real voice will always be special.
And that's why music and singing continue to evolve without losing their essence. They adapt to new tools, new cultures, and new generations while remaining deeply personal. Music grows with people, reflecting their lives, emotions, and dreams.
Exactly, Mark. Music and singing are not just activities we enjoy occasionally. They are ongoing companions that shape how we feel, learn, and connect. And there is still so much more to explore about how music influences creativity, healing, and community as we continue this conversation.
Building on that, Susan, I think one of the most beautiful things about music and singing is how they grow with us over time. The songs we love as children feel different when we hear them again as adults. Our voice changes, our emotions deepen, and our understanding expands. Singing becomes a reflection of personal growth. Even the same song can carry new meaning depending on where we are in life, which shows how closely music is tied to human experience.
That's very true, Susan. Music adapts to our lives without forcing change. When people are young, they often sing freely without fear. As they grow older, they may become more cautious or self-aware, but music still invites them back to that sense of freedom. Singing helps people reconnect with emotions they may have forgotten or pushed aside. In this way, music becomes a gentle reminder of who we are beneath our responsibilities and routines.
Music also has a strong role in healing. Many therapists use music and singing as part of emotional or mental health support. Singing can release tension and help people express feelings they cannot explain with words. Even listening quietly to music can create comfort during difficult moments. Singing, especially, gives people a sense of control and release, which is why it can feel so powerful during times of stress or sadness.
Yes, and what's important to remember is that healing through music doesn't require skill or training. It requires honesty. A soft voice, a simple melody, or even humming can have a calming effect. Singing helps regulate breathing and brings attention back to the body. This physical connection grounds people in the present moment. That's why many people naturally turn to singing when they need comfort or emotional release.
Another interesting aspect is how music shapes social spaces. Cafes, workplaces, gyms, and public transport all use music to influence atmosphere. Singing brings that influence to a more personal level. When people sing together, even briefly, social barriers soften. Choirs, music groups, and informal gatherings create shared experiences that strengthen bonds. Singing together creates trust and a sense of unity that words alone often cannot.
Music also encourages creativity beyond sound. It inspires dance, art, writing, and storytelling. Singing often leads people to explore other forms of expression. A song can spark imagination and motivate creativity in unexpected ways. This creative flow helps people feel alive and connected. Music doesn't stay confined to sound, it spreads into many areas of life.
And even in the digital age, where everything moves fast, music gives people a reason to slow down. Listening carefully to lyrics, melody, and emotion requires attention. Singing requires presence. In a world full of distractions, music offers focus. It reminds people to listen deeply, both to sounds and to themselves.
That's a powerful reminder. Technology has changed how we access music, but the core experience remains deeply human. Whether someone listens through headphones or sings in a room alone, music still touches emotions in a direct way. Singing keeps that connection alive. It doesn't depend on trends, platforms, or tools. It depends on feeling.
That's a powerful reminder. Technology has changed how we access music, but the core experience remains deeply human. Whether someone listens through headphones or sings in a room alone, music still touches emotions in a direct way. Singing keeps that connection alive. It doesn't depend on trends, platforms, or tools. It depends on feeling.
As we reflect on everything we've discussed, it becomes clear that music and singing are not extras in life. They are essential parts of how people express emotion, build connection, and find meaning. Music adapts to every stage of life and every kind of personality. Singing allows people to step into that world actively, not just as listeners, but as participants.
Exactly, Mark. Music invites us to listen, and singing invites us to respond. Together, they form a conversation between emotion and expression. Whether someone sings confidently or quietly, publicly or privately, the act itself matters. Music gives space for joy, healing, memory, and connection. It stays with us, shaping moments big and small.
And that's what makes music timeless. Styles may change, technology may evolve, but the human need to express emotion through sound remains constant. Singing will always be a natural response to that need. It's one of the simplest yet most powerful ways people connect with themselves and with others.
That feels like the perfect place to end, Mark. Music and singing are more than entertainment. They are companions throughout life, helping us feel, remember, and connect. Thank you for sharing this thoughtful conversation, and thank you to everyone listening and reflecting with us.
Thank you, Susan. And to everyone listening, keep listening to music, keep singing in your own way, and let sound continue to be a source of comfort, creativity, and connection in your life.